experiences I've ever had in a racing car, to be honest. Just that initial power, just how you can throw the car around. It was incredible. But I think these rally drivers racing between forests are a little bit different, and they're pretty crazy.
It's seriously quick, isn't it? Mick, have you ever done any off-road stuff, or is it purely circuit racing for you?
Yeah, no, I haven't done any rallying or rallycross car. I've driven a buggy, obviously, but yeah, no, nothing in the way of rallycross stuff.
Anyway, look, let's get back to the world of single-seaters. Now, George, you've won many titles in your career. Just tell us, what does the FIA Formula 2 title mean to you?
Well, I think the fact that it's the highest level in junior motorsport, a step below Formula 1, and ultimately got me my Formula 1 drive with Williams, it kind of meant everything, really. And I knew going into this season that if I won the championship, most likely I would have a Formula 1 drive at the end of it. So, you know, it was...
no pressure.
No pressure at all. But it was a very important year. I think we all recognise that. And the thing is as well, once you get to that level, I was racing against so many guys in the exact same situation. Drivers who are also on Formula 1 junior programs, and almost who have also been promised that if they won the championship, they would also have an F1 seat. So, you know, we were so many drivers in the exact same position, whereas in the lower categories, it's kind of every man for himself, really.
Now, you won by 68 points, I think it was, in the end. Do you feel the competition was closer than the scorecard would suggest?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I mean, we have had the pace, you know, probably from the second round onwards, we've been extremely quick. The car's been fantastic, and I think we've also had many races where we've lost a lot of points. We had the race in Budapest where I had a clutch issue before the start of the race, so that was my whole weekend ruined. My engine blew up in Monaco on the outlap of practice, and that was the whole weekend ruined as well, having never been to Monaco. So, you know, I've had a number of issues where I think we could have gained a lot more points, and even though all of the drivers have had their fair share of problems, I think it kind of affected us at circuits I couldn't come back at, being Monaco and Budapest, or at times when we were looking very quick. So I think it's probably about fair.
Well, it was extremely impressive. Now, you won 7 races. Let's focus on the good bits. You won 7, equaling the record for the championship GP2 Formula 2. Favourite win? I've got one, but I'm interested to know whether you agree.
Okay. I'd probably say my favourite was my first win in F2 in Baku. Obviously, I was leading race 1 and looking on course to win the race before the safety car came out with 6 laps to go or something, and we had a bit of an incident at the start and ended up finishing 12th. So it was kind of redemption the following day to come back and show what I could do from P12 to win the race in that style was fantastic.
Was a sensational win. That was the win that I picked out. So there we go. Great minds. Now, let's just throw it forward to next year, because I don't know, there may be some people in the room who are not yet aware that George is going to be racing for Williams in Formula 1 next year. Huge moment for you. What does the winter hold? What happens between now and the first race of 2019 in Melbourne?
Well, I think from the outside, a lot of people think it's, you know, the season finishes, you go on holiday, you enjoy a bit of time off, and then you come back in March for Melbourne. But it's far from that, to be honest. You know, I'm spending a lot of time down at Williams, just doing things like getting the seats sorted, going through the steering wheel, loads of days on the simulator, getting to know all of the team, because I've come from ART working with 30 people, now working with 750 at Williams, so everything is completely different. And if I want to be ready and fighting against these guys who have been racing in F1 for a number of years, I need to put the work and effort in now so that I'm best prepared as possible.
And you had your first test as an official Williams racing driver in Abu Dhabi just less than 2 weeks ago. How did that go?
It went very well, to be honest. It was very surreal. Obviously, I've driven Formula 1 cars before, but this time it was different. I knew that this was the first of many times I'll be jumping in the Williams car. So there was much more meaning to it, and it was stronger emotions, let's say, when I pulled up a garage for the first time.
Well, George, it's been a stellar season for you. Many congratulations from all of us. I'm just going to move on to Mick now, who has had an equally stellar season. Well done, Mick. Now, it was a close fight, but where do you feel was the turning point in the FIA Formula 3 Championship?
Yeah, obviously, I guess we can say it was Spa, where my first race win, my first pole position as well, came in, and I guess from there on, really, we managed to be quick at every track, really getting the qualifyings right, and starting races from pole, and obviously always in the top 5. I guess that gave us just the momentum. The others maybe, lost their head a bit or whatever, but for sure, we kept everything together. We were consistent over every race weekend we went to. Did a very good triple in Nürburgring, where
what is it about you and the Nürburgring? Because that was amazing. He won all 3 rounds at the Nürburgring. Do you know the track well, or what's the secret?
Yeah, I guess it was the home crowd that pushed me a lot. So no, it was good. We had a very good time. Also, I guess Red Bull Ring was very good. We did 2 wins and a second, which also gave us a lot of points. And then ended up in Hockenheim with, I think, a 40 points lead or whatever. So it was really a lot easier to then control the margin we had. And I think that gave me a lot more confidence as well to be, on top of my game.
And can you remember the emotions you felt when you clinched, the moment that you clinched the championship?
Yeah, well, my first initial thought was actually, why have I done so many mistakes in that race? Because I'd done quite a few mistakes. I guess I was a bit under pressure, but just wanted to do a good job. But the moment we crossed the line, I was really happy and relieved that we finally did it, and I couldn't call myself an F3 champion. And I guess that's something very special, and so I'm really looking forward to the future as well.
Huge moment. Well, you mentioned the future. You're going to be doing Formula 2 next year, the championship that George won in 2018. You tested a Formula 2 car last week. How was it? How did it go?
The test went well. We did a lot of long runs. We did a lot of performance runs as well. So I got to know the car. I got to know the tyres as well, which is always a bit different to the F3 car.
What is the biggest difference between a Formula 2 and a Formula 3?
Yeah, the tyres. Definitely the tyres. Yeah. I guess then after the brakes and then maybe the speed at last. But the tyres are the most difficult to understand. You have to really be able to get the tyres in the right window to be able to be quick and have the good performance of the car in 100%. And to get that right every time you go out is quite difficult. I guess George will know, yeah.
Well, I mean, George, you won the championship in your rookie season. What advice have you got for Mick? Is there something in particular that you could help him with?
I think for me, the bad weekends and the bad times on track, I probably understood and learnt more from that, from the times when I was quick. There was a number of times we were quick and we didn't know why, but when we were slow, I really understood why we were slow. So it was, somebody asked me recently what was the worst point in the season, but there weren't any, to be honest, or where I would improve. There was nowhere, because those times when I did a bad job actually helped me much more in the long run than if we had a consistently good season. So I think go out there, try some stuff, and if it goes goes wrong, then learn something from it.
Are they difficult to get off the line, the F2 car?
I think I've voiced my opinion quite a lot in the final press conference of the year, to be honest. Not easy at all, but everybody at F2 and the FIA are really trying hard to rectify that, because at the end of the day, this is the highest level below F1, and the races shouldn't be judged off the line, and you could so easily win or lose 5 positions this year. So that's not what it's about, really.
And Mick, are you excited about racing on the same weekends as Formula 1 next year?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, it's now getting close to the dream, getting close to what I want to achieve, and to be close and see how they work is for sure something very special, because that's not what we get in F3. Obviously, we only can see it in the TV. We don't really see what is happening behind the scenes and stuff. Well, it's now with the F2. I will be close. I'll be up front and seeing how they work, and hopefully also use some of that for my personal development, I would say.
Well, guys, both of these guys have had a phenomenal 2018. Please put your hands together for our FIA Formula 2 champion, George Russell, and our Formula 3 champion, Mick Schumacher. Well done, guys.